Hello, guys. Um, we can talk. You ever have something that ooh, let me try that again. I been sitting here trying to figure out where I would want to start um talking wise. Um, Mostly because I have a lot of shit on my mind, and I feel there's a lot of things I feel, and I'm mad all the time. I'm disappointed, I'm mad. I feel like I feel like what's the word? And it's not changing for the better, it's just changing for the worse. And I can see it, you know? And I think to myself, like, it'll go back to normal, it'll be normal, it'll be normal, it'll be normal. You know, things won't always be this way, things will be different, And I keep lying to myself. Because I wake up and it's never normal. It's the same shit every day. And it breaks me. It makes me mad. It pisses me off. And I'm just over it. It's getting like to the point where I just don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to get online anymore. I don't want to, I don't want people to expect that I'm always going to come look for them. It's a two-way street, not a one-way street. Shit works both ways. And it used to work both ways until, people are influencers. People tend to fucking butt their nose into other people's business. They tend to say things. They tend to tell people things like, oh, well, this is what's going on, da 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 da, and that person might not be no good for you, and all this stuff because they say things like this and this and this and this, and they might be a terrible person. Like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of my damn business. My shit was fine before you decided to fucking come in and ruin it. And say the shit that you say because you're an influencer and you know that you're gonna have some sort of fucking say and some sort of fucking power over somebody else. Because you can't leave shit alone. You gotta have things your way or no way. Because you have to be so far up somebody's ass. You have to be in control. It's like, no, fuck you. Get your own goddamn life. Get your own goddamn life and fucking fuck off. And fuck off kindly, Because You know, people can only take so much before they actually really truly snap. And, you know, and the way things were, and, you know, when things were, they were fine. You know, routine, the routine was fine. The thing that was, you know, there, it was fine. It wasn't broken. It wasn't, let's have a fucking babysitter on fucking God's, you know, all over fucking time itself. Let me just not, you know, let me just talk about this person 24 fucking 7 a day because whatever the fucking case is. No. Like, it sucks. It sucks when you care so much about somebody and all they're doing to you is looking like a damn stranger. Like you're not even somebody that they once knew because they want to be different. They want to act different. I grabbed the fucking wrong one. I've been sitting here getting animals and I knew I grabbed the wrong one. It is what it is. I have to go back and get it. There we go. But, you know, they, you know, shit was fine. Things were fine. Things were really good. And then all of a sudden, it amazes me how things can just fall apart. And it's because of one person. It's because of... Maybe it's not even because of one person. Maybe it's because of two people. And maybe it's because, you know, they have to butt their fucking nose into shit. Like, you know, well, she expects of you and, you know, you're not really da-da-da-da. Like, no the fuck, I don't expect shit. I don't expect nothing. What I would like and what I would want is not to feel like I'm being fucking babysitted when I'm trying to hang with somebody, and not feel like you're constantly trying to butt into their life and tell them what they should be doing. Like, no, fuck you. They don't have to listen to you. You don't have to. They don't have to do any fucking thing. Like, I don't know what fucking high horse you think you fucking ride on, but somebody needs to knock you off that bitch and kick you down to size and make you realize that, you know what, not the whole fucking world revolves around you, and not the whole fucking universe revolves around you, and they don't have to fucking do shit for you or even listen to you. They do what the fuck they want. Every person can do. It just fucking amazes me. It fucking amazes me how fucking people are. And when you think you know people, you don't really know them. You think you know them, you think you know their true colors. And every now and then, when, you know, I believe in soulmates, and I believe in twin flames. I believe in that stuff. I believe in people's energies. And it kind of sucks because, you know, when you feel somebody's energy, and when you feel like, you know, you're on the same page, and, you know, you feel like you're invincible. You feel like, you know, this is where you're meant to belong. This is the feeling that you were always meant to have, and it's different. When somebody takes that feeling away from you, and when you only get little pieces of that feeling, it sucks. It fucks you up. Because once you feel somebody's energy, and once you feel like, you know, this part of you just immediately click with somebody else, it's hard to get past that feeling. It's hard to go chasing for that feeling, because you want that feeling. You want to chase it. You want to grasp it. You want to get that feeling back. You want to go back to the way it was. You want to go back in time just so you can feel it again. And then you only end up with glimpses. And it's because of karmic energy. It's because of, and when I mean karmic energy is different. Karmic energy is basically, it's a third party influence. And third parties can be anything. It can be a video game, it can be people, it can be your family, it can be places, it can be hobbies, it can be anything. Third parties can be anything. Anything that's keeping you from achieving what you once had. Third party keeps you from feeling that feeling again. And it can be anybody's third party. It can be your third party, or it can be the other person's third party. And anyways, this karmic third party energy, it fucking sucks. And I would like to, you know, do what, you know, I believe in, which is, you know, you put their name on a piece of paper, you roll it up, roll it away from you, and you put it in a freezer, and you basically say, I wish, whatever, and then it's supposed to happen, or whatever. And I haven't tried it, because I don't think it would work. But at this point, I would love to write this person's name on a fucking piece of paper and roll it away from me and just call it a day. And be like, you know what, I really hope that they do fucking disappear. Because I'm over it. You know, I'm over the, you know, let me try to do this. Let me see if I can influence them into doing this and doing that, and basically being a fucking jerk on every level. And it's like, you know how that person is, because, you know, you spent that time with them, you put in all that time with them, and you know in your heart that they're not really like that, that they're not the jerk, they're not how they normally would be towards you, and you know this. And when they start doing it, and being a certain way to you, I've come to realize that the best thing you can do is just focus on yourself. I mean, you don't have to give up on them, but the best thing is just not putting your energy into something that they can thrive off of, because if they are your twin flame, if they really truly are your twin flame, and twin flames are different from soulmates. Twin flames basically is your other half of your soul, and they go through similar backgrounds. You go through the same shit in life. You have the same paths. You have more things in common than the average people. And that's why you guys can bump heads so easily, because you both have the same personality. You have the same tone. You two can match each other's energy on a whim, and you don't even know why. That's a twin flame. And if they treat you the way they treat you because of a third-party influence, and you know in your heart, and you know it's different, like you can tell when things are changing. I've come to realize that, you know, you can't put your energy in it, because if you put your energy in it, you mirror, your twin flame mirrors you. So don't give them that energy to thrive. Don't give them the energy of all the times you sat there and you wondered what they were doing and how they were doing. And give them the energy of being pissed off because you know it's supposed to be different. Because you know that they're not like that, you know. Give them your thoughts. And I've come to realize that sometimes that doesn't even work either. Because you can't make somebody miss you. You can't make somebody want you. You can't make your twin flame want you. You can't make your twin flame open their eyes and see what's right in front of them. You have to just have to let it go. You have to let it go. It doesn't matter, because you know what? There is a such thing as twin flame separation, and it takes years. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months. But when you go through a separation, it's a trial and error. It's nothing but test. And you can pass your test, all of them. But it doesn't mean your twin flame is. Which means that whatever they have to deal with, they have to go through to get to the other side to you. And that's what sucks about this shit. I believe in all of this, you know. These are things that I believe in. And I told myself a while back that I didn't think I was ever going to meet my twin flame. I didn't think that there was somebody out there who could match my level of crazy who could describe my childhood back to me. I never believed in that. But then one day something happened to me, and in my honest to God heart, I really feel this way. I think I have met my twin flame, and it's scary, really scary. I mean, it's scary, and you know when you meet your twin flame, because there's nobody else in the fucking world that you would rather be with than just them. And you know, people say, it's probably, the first love, the true love, the soulmate thing, and no. A twin flame is when you can look at sequences throughout the day, and you can see every reason why you're thinking of them. It's looking at something. It's like you take your mind off of them for a split second, because you get busy, you think of other things, and you do other things, so you don't really think about it. And then all of a sudden, a song pops in your head, and you felt the one day that you were with them, and it makes you smile, and it makes you happy, and then you start singing it, because that's them that you're feeling. They think of you on certain frequencies too. It's like I said, you're constantly reminded of them when you're apart. It's your twin flame is going to be the first person you think of in the morning, and they're going to be the last person you think about when you go to sleep. They're going to be the reason why you can't sleep, because every thought's going to be consumed of what you did, what you could have done differently that day, what you could have said that day. They're going to be the reason why you can sleep at night, because maybe nobody relaxes you like they do. They're the reason why you're able to basically close your eyes and go, you know what, I can go to sleep. And when you do go to sleep, you feel their energy next to you. And that's another thing, is you're going to feel each other's energy. You mimic each other's actions. You mimic each other's behavior. So when you're in a pissy mood, they're immediately going to get in a pissy mood back. They're immediately going to pick up on it. If you're sad, they're going to know it. And it will affect them, even if they don't show it. It does affect them. And if you're really, really advanced, sometimes people can share telepathic messages with each other, which I haven't got that far, but I don't think I've gotten that far. Maybe I have. Maybe I've heard them in my head saying, you know what, you're gonna have to stop talking like this, because you're starting to sound crazy. that's if there was a message, that probably would have been the message. But it is, you know, there's things like that. You know, you can speak to each other without really talking. You're gonna feel each other's presence. You're gonna, you know, and you're not gonna be afraid to challenge each other. You're not gonna be afraid to say things, and you're not gonna be afraid to say things to you. And you might hurt each other's feelings. You might get on each other's nerves. But it's different. It's not gonna be a typical fight. It's not gonna be, let me stay mad at you. It's more of they hear what you say, and then you hear what they say, and you accept it. You find a way to work on it and make it better. And that's the difference. That's the complete difference of a twin flame, because you're able to accept each other no matter what, but you're able to grow with each other and help each other without judgment. You know, they're gonna love you no matter what. They're gonna see through every flaw and still pick you. And when you go through separation, you have a chaser and you have a runner. And with twin flames, there's always a chaser, there's always a runner. And when you're born, your fate is already sealed, whether you're the chaser or the runner. When the roles have to reverse and the chaser becomes the runner, that messes up balance. I believe, for me, I was born to be the runner. Right now, I'm doing the chasing. And I'm not supposed to be chasing. I'm supposed to be running. And my twin flame decides that he wants to be the runner instead of the chaser. And it's annoying. It's annoying when your roles are reversed, because he's supposed to be the chaser. He was born to be the chaser. And even I know that. And I don't know how I know that, but I do know that. I do feel this way. I do feel like he was meant to be the chaser, not the runner. But he's putting himself in the shoes of the fact that he's the runner right now, and I'm doing the chasing. Well, when roles are changed like that, that's what causes separation. Sometimes that's one of the things that can cause separation, because the runner, which is, you know, aka me, feels like they're not really worth it. Like, they're not worth the chase. They're not, you know, they feel like they're putting the more effort in. They feel like they're doing the thing, you know, they're doing everything that the chaser's supposed to do. And, you know, it's okay every now and then. Every now and then it's okay to be the chaser, as long as it doesn't go on for a while. Because the runner can chase, because sometimes, you know, the runner sometimes likes to be chased, or likes to chase. And And then you have to stop being the chaser. Me, I haven't stopped being the chaser. I'm still fucking chasing. And it sucks. Did I just lag? I did lag. This fucking game sucks dick. Anyways. So it's okay to be... Yeah, so, okay. So, yeah, it's okay for you to be the chaser sometimes. And it's okay to do it every once in a while. But like I said, when you're born to be the runner and you're born to be the chaser, that's what you have to stick with. And it kind of sucks because it makes the chasers seem like they're doing all the work, but they live for that shit. They live to be the chaser. They want to chase. Because some people like the game that way. They want to chase. They want to be able to, you know, show the runner that it's okay. That is nasty. That is such a glitch. Yeah. I don't know. And now it's internet connection quality is currently fuck off. If I do get disconnected, I will just start up another stream. We'll talk more about Twin Flames. Anyways. But, yeah. So, as far as my Twin Flame journey is going, I am being the chaser, and my Twin Flame is a dick. Well, he's being a dick. He's sort of a dick right now. But I know differently, so I try not to let it bother me. And, you know, I'm pretty much just... I just came out of a cave. Wow, alright. So, I lost my train of thought because I'm worried about my internet connection. But anyways, yeah, as far as my Twin Flame is doing, my journey, like, it's, I don't know. And you can't force your Twin Flame to notice that they are your Twin Flame. They just have to know. And if it's a different feeling for them, and sometimes Twin Flames don't recognize each other. You might notice. You might know. You might know in your heart, and you might know in your soul that that's your Twin Flame, and you know it because it's an overwhelming feeling. In some shape, way, or form, your Twin Flame will know deep down, like way deep down. But sometimes they don't recognize their Twin Flame, and sometimes they won't recognize you. And it's a hard pill to swallow, because sometimes that can take years, sometimes it can take months, sometimes it takes weeks. But when they do recognize you, they'll know. Trust me, they'll know. They'll know, because they will just start to realize, like, oh shit, like I'm meant to be with this person. Like, I don't know how, but I'm supposed to be with them. Like, you know, I feel it. And then sometimes you get a Twin Flame like me. Like me, who's a fucking dummy. You could just bold face and be like, I know you. And then they'll be like, you don't know me. You know nothing about me. Da, 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 da. And you're sitting here going, Okay. You say. You say it. But the truth is I feel like I've known you my entire life. I know your triggers. I know what pisses you off. I know, and I know it before you even do it. That's how you know somebody's your twin flame too, is when you know how they are before they even do it. When you can pick up on their pattern of how they talk, how they act, you know, because it's not hard to know that. And maybe it's crazy. Maybe it is a little crazy because people are so closed-minded sometimes, where they'll be like, no, that's just the journey of knowing somebody. You know, that's just the journey of putting your effort into knowing how a person is. Well, in theory, yes, 100% yes. It's you're putting your energy, because you're putting your energy and you're putting everything you got into something because you want to know who they are as a person. Like you know them as a person. But sometimes that is not always the case. It's not always about knowing somebody. It's not always about getting to know someone. It's the fact of when you can look at somebody's picture and immediately you get goosebumps because it's like looking in a mirror, or like you were meant to know this person your entire life. That's different. It's a different feeling. And I didn't know that feeling until a couple of days ago. I saw a recent picture of my twin flame. And granted, I took in every detail of what he looked like. I had this overwhelming feeling of just goosebumps. And I mean goosebumps. I mean, I don't get goosebumps on anything. I really don't. The only time I get goosebumps is if we're talking about something fucking creepy and the back of my head, the back of, how the back of your hair stands up on your neck. That's the kind of goosebumps I get. When I saw this picture of my twin flame, my goosebumps was all over my arms. And I don't get goosebumps on my arms. Like, at all. And I was like, what the fuck? That is so weird. And then, if you do a picture side by side of me and then him, we would look cute together. 110% we would look cute together. And on top of that, we're very similar. I've came across the fact that twin flames really do mirror each other. They really do. They twin flames mirror each other down to everything. They can mimic personalities. They can mimic each other's feelings. They can mimic how they talk. They have the same sense of humor. They do the same. And then on top of that, they've met each other a few times throughout their life without really ever knowing it. Yeah. I thought that was insane. And on top of that, twin flames can look like each other. Like, they look like they could be related, but they're not related. Which is weird. Because when you think of it like that, it's like, oh my god, that's kind of gross kind of thing. But I've seen people who really, because I looked up twin flames before. I've looked up that shit. And they had an article of twin flames actually existing on Earth. And they had a few pictures of people that were couples. They were together, and like, so it does happen. Twin flames they can be together. They can, have a life together, because in their head they can't have anybody else. No, nothing's going to compare to their twin flame, because they've already felt what they felt. So I saw these pictures of these couples, and every single one of them mimicked what they looked like side by side. Like, whether it was like an old photo of how they looked when they were younger, or if they wore the same things because they had similar tastes. They did that. They did that because... And I sat there and I was like, wow, that's fucking amazing. Like, they didn't even know each other, and they were mimicking each other's style of what they wore. And not only that, but they could, some guys had the same haircut as as their wife, or maybe the wife was going through a really bad phase in their life and they mimicked the husband. And I was like, wow, like that is crazy, and it's amazing. So when I did it, when I took this picture of my twin flame and I took a side by side comparison, I'm sitting here going, we kind of have the same nose in a way. We kind of have like the same nose, a little bit. And our eyes kind of match each other. Our eyes kind of match in a way. And then I'm like, it's scary. And then when you're, I had a coworker, who, talked to my twin flame one day. And we were all on the phone. And as she's walking out, she's prone to tell me things. She'll tell me things right off the bat, because she believes in moods, and she believes in, stuff like that. And she tells me, as she's walking out the door, she goes, it's like talking to you on the phone. And I was like, what? And she goes, you'll understand later what I mean by that. And she was right, because I didn't understand what the hell she meant. I thought she was crazy. And it wasn't until somebody said, oh my god, he acts kind of like you, and it's kind of creepy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I kind of realized what they meant. And I referred right back to what my coworker had told me about. It was kind of like talking to me on the phone. And I was like, he mimics me that well? He wasn't even mimicking me. That was the worst part. He wasn't even mimicking me. He wasn't even saying anything to actually, to be like that. And he was. And I was like, wow. Like, holy shit. So it was crazy. I was like, wow. But that shit does happen in life. That shit really does happen in life. People don't believe in those things, because, like I said, they tend to be a little... They tend to be a little not open-minded as much. And, but that shit does exist. I'm just gonna do this. Fuck it. No, that's not even good. What the hell? Whatever. We're gonna open box. I feel like I kind of went on like a mini rant of twin flames and shit. I feel like I'm crazy now that I kind of talked about it because I was in a pissed off mood because of how people act with each other, and it's like, you know, I get tired of it. I get tired of people acting like they know shit, and I get tired of people butting their noses into other people's business. Like, you don't need to. You need to just mind your fucking business and stop butting into it. Stop ruining a good thing when it happens, you know? And that's what people do. You know, that's what karmic energy does. They tend to be the most toxic people. And the worst part is some people they don't notice that it's toxic. They don't notice that it's toxicity. They don't notice that, you know, somebody is being a certain way because of whatever reason. Like, they don't know that. And it sucks because it's like, you know, for me, I notice when people are being toxic. I notice when there's toxic energy around. And I know who's causing the toxicity. And the thing is I can't say anything because it's not my place. Like, my twin flame tends to draw negative. He draws negative. And that's not because he's not because he's a negative person or anything. It's just how things are. If you think a certain way, if you believe a certain way, and if you believe that's what you deserve, that's what's going to happen. If you stop thinking negative, or if you stop thinking a certain way and change the way you think, certain things will happen. Because, like, for me, if I think negative all the time, I've come to realize this. When I think negative all the time and I think of all the bad things that could happen, everything that I thought about that was going to happen will happen. It will happen because it's a chain reaction. And it sucks. And it's not that and I'm not crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but I'm not that crazy because that shit does happen. And the thing is if I change my way of thinking, and let's say, you know, like let's say, okay, if I sat here and I thought, okay, you know what, I'm not going to be able to get back to watching a show, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm not going to be able to do that, it's not going to happen. What in the fuck is this? I feel like I stepped into the fucking Twilight Zone. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that is so creepy. I'm walking away from that. That's creepy. That's so creepy. I've never seen that dungeon, and that just freaked me out. Anyways, so if I sit here and I think negative, and I think about how all of, I think of all this shit. Please. And things won't happen. And, or they will come true and they really won't happen. And it kind of sucks. It really does. You know, it really does suck because the negative shit will happen. But if I sit here and I think differently and I think positive, and I'd be like, you know what, this is gonna happen today, and I'm gonna have a good day, and you know, I'm gonna be able to do this and this and this, and I'm gonna get this done, and yada yada yada. 9 times out of 10, there might be one thing that's missing on that list. But I get everything done. And everything goes according to plan. But if I sit here and I constantly think negative, that happens too. Think positive, it happens too. I mean, you basically control what happens to you. If you think you deserve the world, it might not happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen until years from now. But if you constantly tell yourself that, you know what, I deserve this type of life. I deserve this want. I deserve, you know, all of these things. Eventually, when you start believing in that, it will happen. It took me a long time, you know, it took me a long time to realize that, you know, you can create what happens to you. You can manifest that shit. And I never believed. I had to change controllers because this one controller is almost dead. So you're gonna see a blue screen for a minute. But yeah, you know, it's all about that. It's all about what you manifest in your life. And as I said, my twin flame, he tends to draw negative. Because, see, I had to tell you that to get back to the story that I was telling. Yeah, you know, he draws negative. And, it's not because he's a negative person. It's not because he's a bad person. He's not bad, you know. He thinks he's bad, but he's not bad. He's not a bad guy, you know. He's a good guy. Well, he's not a good guy either. Okay, he's not good, nor is he bad. But I tend to think, well, it shouldn't matter what I think because I can't say what I think. I can't. I had to let the cat out. That's why you guys were seeing me stand still. Basically, let me go back to what I was saying, because I can't say what I think, because I don't want to influence my opinion of him out there, and him think that way because of what I said. Because he has to think of what he thinks. He's got to be his own person, and you know, he's gotta want certain things. So, anyways, but he tends to draw negative. He draws negative to himself, and that's how he ends up with these people that influence him. And either they influence him in a good way, or influence him in a bad way. It's like a domino effect. They will affect how his income, you know, his outcome, his outcome. And as long as he keeps allowing it, it'll keep happening. It'll keep happening. So when he sits there and he thinks bad things about him, he's allowing the karmic energy to basically rule what happened. So let's say he's happy for a day. Let's say he's having the best time with the real people that, give a damn. That really do love him, that really do like spend time with him, and he's having fun. Well, the moment that he manifests something negative, karmic energy finds him. And it affects everything. And that's something that he has to pull away from. Me, I stopped putting myself in that situation. I stopped. Yes, I do. When I go down a tunnel of darkness and I go through a tunnel of sadness or anything like that, he will be the only. Since I know he's my twin flame, my feelings will project him. And it's kind of sad because I can't do that to him. Because he's not where he needs to be. I'm ahead of him. Eventually he will catch up with me. Eventually he will realize the truth and he will get there on his own. But I can't help him. I can't help him. I'm not allowed to. Twin flame journeys are weird like that. Twin flames, one can be ahead of the other all the time, but eventually you will meet each other down the middle. And when you finally get to that, it's like a union state is what it's called. When you're in separation, you go back to a union, and the union state is the best state because that's when you guys will see each other on the same page. You guys will be on the same page with everything. And not even karmic energy can separate that because that's sacred. That's your union. That's who you two are as a whole. And it's supposed to be like the very best of you both. Like it's supposed to be me everything. I don't know. I like I said, I haven't got to the union state. I have not got there because he's pulling my butt and he just doesn't care. But see, that's something else. Can't do that. Don't do that. They don't care. They don't care. Because the truth is they do care. It's just you have to remind yourself of the goodness. You can't think bad. You can't think negative. Because like I said, you'll manifest that shit. You can't manifest that. You gotta manifest the good parts. You gotta manifest, that good things will happen. And the thing is I am a pro at manifesting. I am. I've come to realize that I am a pro genius at manifesting, because when I want something to happen, when I want good shit to happen, I manifest that. I'll be like, listen, you know what? I do believe in miracles. I do believe things happen for a reason. I do believe that I deserve this today. And bam, hours later, it's like, hey, we should do this. We should do that. Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do it. And and that's like 95% of the time. Maybe 90% of the time. Maybe 85%. Every now and then it doesn't happen. It doesn't always happen, but I try. And it's because I have been, like I said, I've been thinking negative. That's something that you also have to realize, that when you're in a twin flame connection, that, and I told you guys that, you mirror each other. You're going to mirror each other. So if you're in a bad mood, and some people are going to be closed-minded about that, like, well, anybody can pick up on mood swings and be mad and pissed off because somebody else is mad and pissed off. Yes, 100 entirely, yes, that can happen. I'm not saying they don't. But with twin flames, it's a little different. It's way different. Because like I said, you mirror everything. It's not just moods. It's, well, I like this because, I like using this way because it's more comfortable. I was when people sit there and say, well, I thought I was the only one that ate that, exactly like that. No, your twin flame is the only other person that will do that shit. You eat a certain way, your twin flame will eat the same way with you. You get hungry, they're hungry. You tend to eat on each other's schedule. You tend to get tired on the same level schedule. You tend to, you're not, but see, and here's another, I'm not saying you're going to be the very same. It kind of sounds like I'm saying that you two are going to be the same person. No. There's going to be times where you like something that they ain't gonna like. There's going to be times where they like something and you're going to be like, oh my god, I wish you was trying that shit. Like, it's gonna be, there's gonna be times, and people are closed-minded, so they're gonna be like, well, that's how you get to be with somebody, and you have to know those things about your other partner, and you have to Yes, I agree. Again, I agree. But the thing is that people don't realize that it's 10 times the intensity with twin flames. Because you're always going to like the same thing. You're already going to know what you like and what you don't like. You're already going to know that, I went through this, but so did my twin flame, and, they're going to know what triggers you. They're going to force you to see a side of yourself that you hate. They're going to force you to, they're going to break that whole side of you. And your twin flame's the only one that can do that. Because they know what you can handle and what you can't handle. They know they're gonna, they can force you, they basically can force you in the corner of the room and force you to look within yourself of all the things that you don't like about yourself, and then confront you on it. That's what a twin flame does. And and the best part about that is, let's say you're crazy. Let's say my twin flame backs me in a corner of a room and forces me to see all the flaws that I hate about myself. One of the flaws that I've been forced to see a lot lately is me being angry. It's the fact that I can't really but I act like it. And the thing is that's one thing that I'm forced to deal with, and I hate that. And even though I hate that, guess what? And even though I'm facing it, my twin flame on the other side, he's still, rooting for me. He's still picking my side. He's still standing next to me going, no, this is fun. Like, he might think, oh my god, dude, she's like really super violent. I still love her no matter what. And even if he never says I love you, even if he never expresses the words I love you, it's still there. That's still a feeling that's there. And that's another thing. Like, you don't have to hear, you know, I'm the type of person that if it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's my twin flame or if I ever was in a relationship, I'm the type of person that would like that likes reassurance. That likes to hear I love you or I care about you, or I like to hear those things. But with my twin flame, it's like I don't really have to hear those things from him. You know, I'm good with hearing, you know, whatever. You know, I'm good with, you know, actions. And he's more of an action type of guy. Like, he, you know, but when his actions start changing, that's what pisses me off. Like, and don't change who you are because of your outside influence. And that's what it is. Outside influence. And it goes back to that karmic energy. Because that's what karmic energies do. That's what toxic people do. They tend to try to come between something that's natural and sweet and beautiful and all these good things, and they try to ruin it. But that's his test. And the choice injuries, they always go through trials. When they're in separation, they go through trial and error. Trial and error are nothing but a string of tests. And it's to test you. It's to test your mental state. It's to test what you would do in that situation. If your habits that you always do, if you still do them, you're not ready. Like me, I probably have failed. I have not passed any of my tests. Any of them. In the last few weeks. Because I still get possessive. I still get jealous. I get mad. I get pissed off over shit. I've failed my test. So that means I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to make a commitment. I'm not ready to you know, say the things that I need to say to get off my chest. Like, I can't do any of that because I'm not ready. His tests are probably different. His test is probably, well, I don't know. It could be, his test it could be the outside karmic energies that influence him. It could be him facing his own demons, his own anything. It can be anything. And that's the thing with me. Like, I know when I'm having it. I know when I'm having it. Because I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, yeah, what you doing, universe? What you doing? And now I gotta sit here and act like I'm okay, and I'm fine, and it's not bothering me, it's really bothering me. And that's the thing. I have to get to the point where it doesn't bother me. I have to have that mentality of going, you know what? You trust him once, do it again. You know what he does. You gotta get it. You gotta. My trial right now is trust, because we are on our twin flame journey. We are separated in a way, and I kind of lost faith in him, and I lost my trust in him because of karmic energy, because of outside influences. So my trial right now, my trial and error is trusting. It's me going back into this with this open mindset of, you remember how it was. You remember how you started. You remember everything. And you know, and for me, I know the shit that he does and what he doesn't do. And I have to remind myself, like, you do trust him, and you gotta remember the reason why you trust him. You gotta remember why you put your faith so much in him. And that's my test. That's my test, right? It's moving past the bullshit, and it's moving past the fact that there's karmic, toxic energy around him, where because once I let that part win, and see, now his test can do the same thing, because he can easily be so influenced by other people's culture. Oh, she's always talking about me, she's always doing this, she's always doing that. His test can be, no, I've trusted her before, I've dealt with this, I don't understand why I'm being like this. And you have to talk yourself out of it. Like, I've had tests where I've had to sit there and I have had to rationalize every thought. And I made every thought carefully, because I knew if I did it, I would fuck up myself. So I had to think about what was going on before I actually really thought the actual and that's what sucks. It does. The trial and error stage fucking sucks. Because the trial and error stage just forces you to deal with every demon possible that you have inside of you. And you have to sit there and basically tell yourself all the reasons why you want this. Because sometimes you tell yourself that, you know what, this isn't worth this shit, because this shit is driving you nuts. But then at the same time, tell yourself that, you do want this. You do want this. Even if you walked away, you still want it. And that's how it is for me. I could walk away, tell myself, you know what? I don't want this shit. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over being treated like this. I'm over, I'm done. Like, and then it's like the second you walk away, it's like, there's fucking and I've come to realize that too. That every time that I get told, it's like this little voice inside my head, come out And it might sound crazy. It really does. It might sound fucking weird and crazy, but it's true. You know? And that's what happens in twin flame journeys. You know, you gotta be on the same page. You gotta tell each other that, you know, it will be okay. Even when you don't think it's gonna be, it will be okay. I'm saying my phone. And yes, twin flames do not revolve around each other. But you do think about each other a lot. You will always think about each other. Like I said, it will always be, it can be a tiny significance. And your brain will automatically go to your twin flame, and you'll be like, you know what, that made me think of them. Like me, mine is music. All the time. It's different songs. Different songs have different meanings. Different songs have memories. And mine's constantly music. Every now and then I might get a show that we've watched together, and it will be, okay, it's that. What the fuck? Like, when I worked at Goodwill was a fucking place that literally gave me signs all the time. And it would be signs from numbers to you know, shells, to a shirt. Or it would be like a little statue figurine that I thought was cute, and I was like, oh my god, he would like that. That would be so cool to have. Yes. When you can look at something and go, they would like that. Yeah. That's your fucking buddy over there. And they're gonna be your enemy, and they're gonna be your best friend. Twin flames are not always about, you know, the goodness. It's always, it's gonna have moments where you're gonna get mad, you're gonna get on each other's nerves, you're gonna piss each other off, you know. But the best part about that is you're always gonna know how to overcome it. You're always gonna know that communication is key. Because the thing is you're not gonna be able to handle the fact that you two are fighting. That when they're upset, you are upset, and you hate it because you don't want them upset. They're the last person you want to make upset. And I've come to realize that too. I've realized that a lot. Like, anytime I'm upset, anytime me and that person fucking get mad at each other, or we say something to piss each other off, that's literally my heart over there. That's my other side of my beating heart, and they're the last person I want to make upset. They're the last person I want to hurt. And I've come to realize that. And that's twin flame. That's That's one thing nobody can take away from you. And they can tell you you're fucking crazy. Be like, you know what? You know how crazy you sound right now? Like, you sound like you're like 50 shades of fucking drunk right now. And like, listen, I am not drunk. I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not doing drugs. And see, I feel like I'm having a fucking conversation with him in my head right now. Going, you know, I'm listening to you right now, and I think you're fucking crazy. Well, you sound like you're crazy. You sound like you're drunk. Well, listen, I am not drunk. I am not crazy. I am talking about twin flames. An example. Alright. Get the fuck over it. You'll live. That's the kind of shit. That's the shit right there. That is how you know it's a twin flame connection. When you can sit there and you can literally hear your twin go. Hear them in your head saying something. And you know they're not even there to say anything to you. But you know in your head that you can hear them. Yeah. That's a flame connection, and it sucks. Cause that shit be happening in the randomest times too. Cause you be sitting there just watching a show, watching TV, minding your business, and all of a sudden you get this overwhelming feeling that, you know, whatever, and then all of a sudden, and then your head starts hurting. Yeah, my head hurts a lot sometimes. And that's another thing, if there's something like physically wrong with you, they get hurt. Or if you, let's say your side hurts, you know. Or fucking, I could use that as a good example, but then my twin flame might get freaked the fuck out for a minute. So no, I'm not gonna use that as an example, but that would have been a good one. That would have been a good example. I would have loved to use that as an example. But we're not gonna talk about it. That would have been one hell of a story. Well, you know, actually, I could use something similar as an example. You know your twin flames when certain shit happens to you, and then not even a week later. Oh, that's a good example. Let's say you're sick. Okay. Let's say that you get sick, like you're sneezing and coughing a little bit, and you're sick for like, let's say you're sick for a week. Your twin flame will be sick right after you are. Why? I don't know. I do not fucking know. That shit does happen though, where you can legit be sick, and then they turn around and they get sick too, at the same time. Or, let's say, something happens to you specifically, and not even a few days later, your twin flame experiences the same thing. That's twin flame. It's weird. It's weird how that shit works, but it does work. It does happen. I'm trying to go into Curse Vale, damn it. I'm trying to go into Curse Vale. Trying to get dungeons. But I ended up on twin flame talk, and when really I should have been talking about how I fucking hate people and how they act. But it goes back into karmic energy. I fucking hate people. I do. I hate people. I hate people who Like, stop fucking butting your nose into shit that doesn't belong to you. You don't own people. Like, God. You don't control what somebody else fucking does. And I can't stand it when people are so heavily influenced by others. Like, use your brain for once and do what makes you happy. And if it's with the other fucking people in the world, then be with them. Do them. Because you know what? I am so used to fucking people coming and going. I really am. And the thing is I can't stand the fact that one person one person. Just one fucking person. And I hate feeling like I'm being fucking babysit all the fucking time. Like, what the fuck did I do in order for you to fucking have to babysit me? Or what is my... Hey, how about this? What the fuck is my twin flame doing to have a babysitter? Because he doesn't want to deal with his fucking feelings. That's what the fuck that is. And I'm sorry I can say that because he's my twin flame. I can say it. I can easily say it. I can say his shit. And I'm allowed to. That's his test. Is fucking doing shit that he's not supposed to do. It's him forcing to deal with his feelings. That's what it is. You know how I said that I didn't know exactly what his tests are? It's a damn lie. I know what his tests are. I know what his tests are. Now thinking about it, it's basically the same ones that mine are, and it's going into trust, but it's also dealing with karmic energy. It's dealing with the fact that he has to face his own demons and deal with his feelings, deal with his emotions. That's what his shit is. That's what his tests are. And the fact is I don't know how the fuck I know that, but I do. I shouldn't know what his tests are or what he's feeling, but I do. Trust me, he's selling more than I am. He's selling more than I am. What a pair we make, we keep failing. It's like, yeah, I'll never get to be with you because, you know, we fail at this, we suck. You know how we're good at everything else, we suck at this. This is what we suck at. We fucking suck. And it's okay. It's okay. You know what? Because we'll suck together and then eventually we'll get it right. Eventually we'll get it right. Eventually we'll be able to be like, you know what? We can do this. We got this. Because eventually he's going to get tired of it. Eventually he'll get tired of the toxic energy around him. Eventually he'll get tired of the let me have people butt into my business even when I'm completely happy, you know? And that's what it is. It's the intent of being happy. You know? Because I've noticed that about him. You know, I've noticed that he is content and happy when he's around me. And then other influences come around and it's like he forgets that I'm there, and then he forgets that, you know, some of the shit that he says to me, and then he starts lying to me. Which, by the way, he's a bad liar. really lie. He's not much of a liar. He doesn't tell a lot of lies, but when I catch him in it, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I love how you just fucking lie to me, and you don't ever lie to me. You don't have a reason to lie to me. Like, he's never, ever lied to me. Ever. He's never had a reason to lie to me. And that's the thing, I've caught him in lies a few times, like, a few things. And I sat there, I let it go. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna pick up that I because, you know, you pick and choose. I've come to realize you pick and choose battles. And not saying that it wasn't worth it. Because, trust me, if I wanted to argue, I would argue. But I didn't want to argue with him. I didn't want to put him on the spot like that. I didn't want to... Like I said, you don't want to hurt somebody you really love, you know, you don't want to hurt them. And I didn't say anything. I let it go. I didn't, you know, I didn't point it out. Nothing, you know, I just left it alone. And I could have had every reason to say something, and I didn't. But yeah, he's failing at his test. He's failing more than I am, and it's kind of bad. It means that he's not on the same page with me right now. When he was on the same page with me, he was passing. Now he's not doing it. He's not passing. And it's because of karmic. It's because of third parties. It's because of obviously left his brain at home. He left his common senses at home. He didn't just, you know, he decided that he didn't want to, think for himself. He had to have other people think for him. And it's bad. It's bad. Like, and that's the shit that I can't stand. I can't stand karmic and third party energy. I try to push that shit away. Because you want to know something? If I was in that situation, which I've been in those situations, where I've been like, you know, like, I'm not doing this. And I have been that way. I've been that way a lot. One of my third parties was one of my friends. And she can be, they can be a really bad influence to me. They really can, because they're the type of person to be like, you know what, fuck that person, fuck that, you know, you don't really need them, they're terrible, da-da-da-da, you can do better. Like, yeah, they're hyping me up for something better, but at the same time, they easily can influence me with all the negative shit, instead of all the positives. You know, because I see differently. I see the good before I see the bad. And I sit there and I tell myself, like, you know, that person's not bad. That person's, yeah, they're not perfect, and yes, they're not good all the time, but they're not bad. Like, that person makes them to be, like, and I ended up choosing that person all the time. Like, I ended up choosing my own friend. And that's unhealthy. because it's not like I was in a relationship with them. It's not like I was, you know, supposed to be their lover or anything like that. Like, I wasn't anything to them. But because I didn't know any better and because I didn't know anything else, I always picked them. Always. I fucked up a lot of different friendships because of them. That was my toxic third party energy. So when it comes to third parties, I try not to put myself in that situation anymore. And that's why I can see the bullshit that my twin flame can't fucking see. Because I know exactly who the fuck is influencing him. I know exactly who the fuck toxic behavior is coming from. Because I'm not dumb. I know exactly. And do I say anything? No. That was some shit. It's not my place to say it, and it's not my place to help. You know, like, you gotta want to help yourself. You know, you're gonna have to want to make this better, to make this right. That is my test. That's one of my tests. Is knowing my self-worth and knowing who I am as a person and accepting who I am as a person and knowing that I deserve what I deserve. So when I tell myself that, you know what, if this person, if my twin flame really knows the bullshit that they're doing and knows all this crap, then they would know that, you know what, they deserve me trying. They deserve me, you know, doing this. Because, you know, they're the ones, it goes back to me being the runner. I'm tired of chasing. I'm tired of putting the effort. Now it's his turn. Because I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of chasing. I'm tired of always doing the work. I'm tired of putting the effort in. For what reason? Because you're seeing me, but you're not hearing me. So now you're going to hear me, and now you're going to see me because you can go back to being the chaser. You can go back to doing the shit that you used to do. Because right now, I don't feel any type of stuff. I don't feel like I'm worth it. I feel like I'm worth it. And I shouldn't feel like that. I shouldn't feel so low about things because you're making me that way. And that sounds bad. That makes it sound like, oh, well, he's not really your chosen family. He's making you feel horrible. No, that's not. It's not him making me feel horrible. It's the fact of the situation making me feel horrible. It's the fact that he allows influences, and he needs to work on that. Because I've worked on it. Because I could have, if I wanted to, I could have listened to somebody months ago. 2 months ago. I could have listened to somebody when they said that you should go get fucked by a cat. Because of the way you were acting. Because that's the shit. You don't hurt people that you love. You just don't do it. And you know what? I sit there and I say, you know, certain people don't love, but the truth is everybody does love. Eventually. They do feel some sort of feeling. you can cut love out of your life and you're still going to feel something. It's still going to mean something to you. It's still going to hurt some way or another. Can I get off the wall, please? Thank you. That's the thing. No, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I think I've ranted and I've said a lot. I have said a lot. I've said a lot. And only because, yes, I can carry a conversation on my own. Two, I hope somewhere in the universe that I was able to help somebody, you know, realize, you know, their self-worth and realize, you know, when they're in a karmic energy force field, you know, that's the worst. And I hope you can overcome that strength in your life to help you realize, you know, that you're better than what you're selling yourself short of, you know, that you don't have to sit there and be around people that make you feel a certain way and then be with another person who feels the complete opposite. You know, I hope that somebody out there, you know, finds, you know, love and finds, you know, something that makes them happy in life, you know. And then as far as twin flames go, you know, I know the truth. I know I've met my twin flame. I know exactly who the person is. And every day is hard. Every day is a struggle. And every day is a test. And I might not be good at always passing my test, but at least I try, and at least I know that I'm sorry, I had a cough. You know, I at least try when it comes to my twin flame. And it's hard to get back to the beginning. It's hard to go back in time and get back the pieces that I've lost in the last few months. It's hard. It's really, really hard. It's not easy. And the thing is I'm trying because you know you love somebody. You love a parent. You know that what you feel, and you know how you feel, and you know people can't take that away from you. And as far as my twin flame goes, you know, I have to put my faith back into him. I have to not lose faith. And I think that's my biggest issue right now is doubting. And I don't want to doubt anymore. I don't want to constantly rack my brain with overthinking, because I tend to overthink. I tend to get upset. I tend to, you know, hate being the way I am. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate overthinking. I hate my insecurities eating at me. I hate it. They've never I think this is by far the worst that I've been in a long time with insecurity wise. And it's because I did talk about how your twin flame forces you basically in the corner, and they expose the parts of you that you don't want to see because you try to cover up those layers. You want to cover up the bad layers of you so that way they don't think that, you know, it's terrible, that you're this crazy. And I'm coming to realize that every part of my layers that I've tried so hard to cover are being exposed. Because the more I go down this journey, the more I'm realizing that I legit am being exposed with every insecurity that I have, with every bad thought that I have, every little inch of me. And it sucks. Because I'm forced to embrace those parts and love myself and take care of me. And I'm starting to realize that, and it sucks. It sucks. And I think that I'm trying to push so hard into him exposing his layers that the only thing that I'm really exposing is how easily he's influenced. That is the layer I'm getting of him right now. Is how easy it is for him to go along with somebody else. And I sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? That is really bad. That is really bad. That is really bad. That is really, really terrible. Like, I've never seen somebody who is so influenced by other people. I cannot believe it. I can't. Because I'm sitting here and I'm just like, how in the fuck does that even work? Like, how did you, out of all the things in the world, out of all the layers that you could show me, you show me this. But then again, that's not the only thing I've seen. I've seen the toxicity as well. And I'm like, oh my god, this man can be fucking just petty as I can be. What the hell? Like, what? Excuse me, what? Like, when the hell did you get that petty? Over here talking about some crazy shit. I'm like, god damn. But hey, you want to know something? At least I know I'm on the right stage and the right path, at least. Especially now knowing what I do know about having my layers exposed with the shit that I don't like. So, like, at least I now know that that is actually the that's the right step in the right direction. That means that it's going places. And it's going there slowly. And sometimes that does suck. I will say that. Like, it sucks knowing that you're just casually getting to where you need to be. But you're getting there. It's like, no. Like, hurry the fuck up. I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna be like old and gray and no kids. Joke. not saying that I have to rush off and like marry my twin flame and have kids with them. Not saying that. Just saying, like, I really fucking hate people. See, now I'm getting pissed off again. I'm getting pissed off again because I'm thinking about something. That is my issue. I keep thinking about something, and I keep thinking about the same shit. Like I've been overthinking a lot, and I think most of it has to do with the fact that you know when people change. You know when people change, you know when they're not acting the same way that they once did, and you know that something different is happening. And that's the shit that I'm talking about. Like, I'm so tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so tired of the change. Like, I don't understand why you have to change. Why you have to certain ways. Like, that's the shit I don't like. Like, don't fucking change on me. Like, what the hell did I do to you? Like, what did I do to upset you? What did I do to make it to where you don't want to spend time with me anymore, hardly? What did I do to have a fucking babysitter every time we do hang out now? Like, I don't understand. What are you doing that is inspiring this change? Because if you're doing things that you're not supposed to be fucking doing, then I don't want any fucking part of it. Like, I don't do well with fucking change. I don't do well when people start treating me differently. I can't handle that shit. I can't and I won't. I refuse to. I've dealt with that shit so many times that I won't deal with it anymore. My ex did that shit. You know, he did that shit to me. One day he was acting all sweet and nice and, you know, trying. He made it seem like he was trying, you know. And then all of a sudden, you know, out of nowhere, abuse started happening. You know, he started yelling at me, calling me fat and worthless, calling me, you know, saying that I was a slut because I was aiming with guys, and that I needed to go get kidnapped by one of them, and that I was like the worst dream in the fucking world to him or something. And that I was lazy because I didn't want to take him out to places because I had no money. I dealt with that shit. I dealt with him going from being this person that I was absolutely in love with to somebody that I fucking hated because I didn't recognize him. Because he basically found some fucking girl online that fed him a bunch of fucking bullshit about me. And they didn't even know me. They didn't know the shit that I was dealing with. They didn't know all the shit that was going on in that house. But she sat there and she fed him a good fucking line, and he took it. Left me on the side of the road with a bunch of fucking groceries at a or at a bus stop, telling me that we should just be friends, that he was willing to throw 6 years down the drain at that time. 6 years. 6.5. Over some fucking girl. Because he allowed influence to influence in his country. What makes you different? Because you are allowing people to run who you are as a person. Because you are allowing them to say that I'm probably doing this and that, and da-da-da-da-da. I bet none of your fucking friends or whoever it is, I bet none of them work for me. I bet none of them stand up for me. I'm pretty sure that you probably stand up for me. I believe in that. But it's probably not good enough. Because they still tell you what you should think and how you should feel. And that's the baggage that people deal with. That's the bullshit that people deal with. They deal with it. They deal with it. They deal with the fact that somebody out there in the universe is telling somebody else how to live their fucking life. And you want to know something? The only person that can live your life is you. The only fucking person that can live your life is you. So what? You can have fun. You can make your jokes. You can crack your fucking jokes. You can do you. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, at the end of the fucking night, it used to be when two people used to just come together, you know, and do their own thing, and then all of a sudden it changes for whatever fucking reason. Then you just kind of question everything. You question your insanity, you question if you're good enough, you question if you did something wrong, you question everything. I don't deal well with change. I don't deal with toxic behavior. I don't like it when people lie to me. And it might make me a hypocrite. Because I said there isn't, I don't like it when people lie to me, but I tell white lies every once in a while. I believe it's okay to tell a white lie if it prevents an argument or if it prevents hurting another person's feelings. I don't believe that it's okay to straight up and just lie. Especially when it's something serious to lie about. Like, basically saying, hey, yeah, I'm not really into that girl, but, you know, secretly you kind of are. Like, no. Fuck you. Be honest with me. If you're into somebody else, if you want to be with somebody else, tell me. Don't fucking sit there and beat around the bush and basically say some dumb shit right off the wall. Like, no, fuck you, be a man and say it to me. And be a fucking man. Say how you really fucking feel. And if you're in love with me, and if you really do give a fucking damn, be another man and be fucking stand up for yourself and tell your friends to fuck off. Like, no, I enjoy being around her. Fuck off. Just, you don't have to be a I think guys have the worst fucking habits of doing that shit. Of fucking, they think that they have to be macho, and they think that they have to, and they have to have like a backbone and shit. And most guys, I think it might be a pride and an ego thing. But nothing is more, I personally think, nothing is more sexier than a guy who stands up for a girl that he loves. Even if he's never said the words that he loves them. There's nothing more attractive than a guy telling his friend to fuck off because he enjoys that girl. Because he'd rather put all of his time into something that's probably never going to go anywhere. Or maybe it will go somewhere. Or maybe, whatever the case is, wherever the wind blows, there's nothing more attractive than a guy just saying, you know what, I enjoy this girl. I may not be with her, but I'm gonna pick her. Fuck off. Like, I think that is attractive. Because you're willing to put you're willing to put something into something. Because you're willing to put yourself in a situation that makes not only that person happy, but it makes you happy. Because you enjoy that person's company enough. Like, that's like me. That's like me having, okay. Scenario time, okay? Scenario time. And I'm sorry, because I'm going to have to use one of my friends as a scenario. Scenario time. That is like me having a friend. And granted, we're just friends. That, bottom line, we will always be friends. We'll be best friends. I don't give a shit. And then me having third party interference. And they're jumping my ass about how I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a relationship, yada yada yada. They're just fucking with me constantly. Fucking with me all the time. Okay. After a while, you get tired of hearing that shit. You get tired of hearing how, you know, well, you'll be happy if you were with somebody. No, I like me and myself and I. I like me and myself and I don't need to have somebody to feel good about myself. I don't need that. But if, going back to my friend, the one that I'm friends with, if I had to be happy, I'm going to pick them. I don't have to have anything with them. But I'm going to pick them because I enjoy their fucking company. They make me laugh. They listen to me. We can talk about real shit. We don't have to talk. We can sit in a room and stay quiet. It's the company that you enjoy. It's being content. It's you being happy. And using that scenario and applying it to a guy situation, because guys tend to do it a little bit more than girls. And guys tend to fuck with their friends when it comes to a girl. And they'll sit there and they'll fucking hammer into them and drill into them until until that guy does finally snap and says, you know what, fuck off. Like, I spend most of my time with this one person, and I care about them enough to continue to spend time with them, and, I'm okay with it, because they don't bother me, they don't ask for anything, they don't cross the boundary, they don't do shit, So what if they get a little, so what if the person gets a little jealous from time to time? Maybe it's cute, maybe it's not cute, whatever. Like, I think there's nothing more attractive than a guy just telling his friend off to go fuck himself, Fuck you. Fuck off. But some people don't seem to understand that. Like, sometimes it's not about being in a relationship. And the most miserable people in the world will never understand that. Karmic energies don't understand that, because they're there to cause problems. They're there to cause a rift between the happiness. Because if they're not happy, nobody's going to be happy. That's what karmics do. I'm trying to get the glim. There you go. I've probably said too much. I've probably have gone on a rant about twin flames and karmic energies for the last hour and a half. I'm so sorry for anybody that's watching this. They're probably going, oh my god, this chick has lost her fucking mind. Yeah, I probably have. But, shit fucking bothers me. I can't stand it. I get fucking annoyed and pissed off with people too easily anymore. Because that's all people do. All they do is fucking press. They try to press my buttons, and I can't stand it. It's like, there's no need to piss me off. I don't understand. And especially if it bothers you. Like, if my anger, or if my mouth bothers people, then why try to piss me off? Why try to push my buttons? Like, I'm gonna get mad. That I'm gonna get frustrated. Why? But what? Is it coming to the point where I have to act like I don't give a shit what the fuck you're talking about? Because if that's how you really want me to feel, then I'll stop giving a shit. I'll stop fucking caring. I'm sorry. I'm a sensitive girl. I tend to give a shit about people that I care about. I don't want bad things to happen to people that I care about. And when I do love, I love hard. I love with my whole heart and then some. When you finally do something that I feel like you've betrayed me, I tend to get upset. I tend to fucking get pissed off and mad and be mad. Like, here's the story. Okay. So, here's the story. And I'm gonna tell this story. I might as well, because it's a story. But everybody knows how I've expressed myself about my friend as you said, I'm plenty. So, my story being, I'm just gonna make this quick and short, is something where I felt very betrayed, very hurt. And I do cry. I'll be the first one to say it. I do cry. I'm a crybaby. I cry about a lot of things. I get certain movies can make me cry. It's just who I am as a person. I cry when I get mad. I do. I know it's weird, but I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm angry. Anyways, when I was going through this whole shit with him, I have never, ever, in my whole life, not even with I have never cried as much as I did until it came to him. I cried every day for a week. I cried myself to sleep and don't even remember falling asleep. Now some of you are probably wondering, well, what the fuck did he do to make you cry that much? Like, it wasn't something he did. It was the situation that was happening. And I don't know if I was crying because of the situation or if I was crying for him. It was just like pieces of my heart just shattered in two. And I didn't know what to do. I felt really, really lost, and I felt like I was in this loop of not knowing what to do, like at all. I completely didn't know how to handle the situation, didn't know what to say, I didn't know how to do anything, and it broke me. And there was nothing I could do to take it back. And ever since then, it's been a difficult road to just get back to normal. And sometimes I don't even know what normal is, because I don't even know what normal feels like anymore. I really don't. But no, it's not what he did. It's and I think that's why I hate the person that I hate, because I feel like if I had never met them, if I feel like they were never a part of our group, that some of the shit wouldn't have happened the way it did. You know, like, things would have stayed. If things would have stayed the same, you know, things would have been okay. Things wouldn't have happened the way it did. And I think that's like my biggest regret is disrespecting somebody that I cared about, because I told myself for a long time that I would never cross the line, because I had boundaries set in place for me not to do certain things, and I kept it that way for a long time. And something out of nowhere just fucking had me in this mood, in this feeling, and I got so mad and I got so pissed off, and I didn't know why. I didn't understand at the time why I was so mad. And I didn't know why it bothered me so much. And then I came to realize why it bothered me so much. And then and this is the first time that I'm actually really talking about my feelings on this, because I don't think I've ever really truly explained why I hate this person so much. But I hated them for so many rational reasons. And it was because you were taking away a person that I cared about so much. You were making them do, and granted they have their own decisions, their own mind, you know, they can do whatever they want. But they were basically making this person, they were making him be like this stranger that I didn't even know, that I didn't even recognize anymore. And I hated it, because it was like, I would say something, and it would be like, well, I don't say that. I don't do that. Motherfucker, yes you do. Like, all of a sudden you're different. And because and it was because they had power. That person had power. And I hated them. I hated them so fucking much. I didn't want to join a party. I didn't want to talk to them. But I try to push past it. I try to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna cause a scene. I'm not gonna be upset. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do this, because, you know, Juki, he doesn't like conflict. He doesn't like drama. And I know that. And I've always tried to, like, not start issues, because I don't want to start issues. I don't want to fight with anybody. You know, I come into a party to have fun and enjoy myself. But when you're acting different towards me because of somebody else, that's when I have a problem. And I told him this. You know, we have talked about it before. And, you know, I kind of let it go since then. But the situation that I am talking about, that's why I hate them. I hate them. Because they brought a side of me that I didn't want to show. They basically pushed me up against a wall and forced me to act out on instinct, because I was willing to fuck somebody up. Because, no, you don't come in, try to act like you're a queen bitch, and take somebody that I love away from me. It's not how that works. Because when I say I love hard. And I don't, when it comes to somebody I love, I don't give up easily. I don't. I will fight you. And I will prove why they don't choose you. And I think I've made my point pretty fucking clear, because right now you are standing far on the left side of the fucking field now, aren't you? And you deserve every fucking bit of fucking karma that you get slapped in the face with. You deserve it. Because you want to know something? You're the reason why everything fucking fell apart to begin with. You're the reason why that man doesn't do the shit that he used to do. People fucking change. I know that. I know that for a fact. But you really are the fucking reason why he doesn't do the shit that he normally used to do. Because why? Why? Because for some reason, he thought that you were great. Or something. And you know what? It's okay. Because you know what? I'm fucking great. I'm more than great. I'm fucking fantastic. I'm fucking amazing. And you wanna know something? I will still, you know what? He might act different now. And he might not do the same shit that he once did with me. But I will say this. It does not change a fucking thing. I will still do whatever it takes to keep him happy. To make him happy. And you are just a conniving, stupid little bitch. I won't say it, but I'll spell it. And you fucking deserve it. You don't deserve the shit that he built for you. You don't deserve any fucking thing. You don't deserve a amount of fucking kindness. Because I blame you. Yes, it was my behavior that acted out of context. And I might have done something that I wish I could take back, but I'll tell you what. You know what? In a way, I'm kind of glad he knows how I feel. He might not know the extent of it. Or he might know the extent of it. But I don't take it back. And I'll be damned if I let any other fucking woman waltz their fucking happy ass into a fucking friend group. Thinking that they're gonna get with him because you know what, he's a kind-hearted man and he does shit for the people that he cares about, but it's out of act of kindness and nothing more. It's not because he's trying to get with you. It's not because he likes you. He might simp. He can do whatever he wants. He can simp all he wants. I don't give a shit. But he doesn't want a relationship. He doesn't want any of that. And you know what? That's okay. Because you know what? I don't have to have a relationship with him. His friendship is good enough for me. Him being on my side is good enough for me. And it doesn't matter how he treats me down the road. It doesn't matter if he gets mad at me. It doesn't matter if I'm a pain in his ass or if he's a pain in my ass. It doesn't matter. But you know what? At least I'm here. And I'm here for him. And you are standing so far away. And I still hate you. And hate's a strong word. I hardly say it. I might say I hate people all the time. And I do, for the most part. But when I can point out one specific person and sit there and say that I absolutely hate them with a fucking passion, and I hope they find the smallest fucking Lego to step on, and I hope it causes them to fucking fall down and slide the stairs and break their fucking leg. That's how I know I fucking hate you. Good Lord. Because you ruined everything. Every nice thing that I had got taken away from me. You're the reason why he didn't want to watch Naruto for a while. You were the reason why he didn't want to do certain things with me. You were the reason why he acted a certain way. Why he seemed like he had to be on his fucking best behavior and he couldn't make the jokes that he normally made. It's because of you. Because, you know, people tend to want to impress people. And that was all you. You're the reason why he wanted to build a fucking thing in your club. And you know what? You don't even deserve it. And I hope someday you trust somebody and they grief the fuck out of that goddamn club. I hope they do. I hope they grief the shit out of that fucking club. And I hope you fucking choke on the biggest dick you can ever find. Comment like that because I'm mad. Pissed off. Not reading comments at the moment. Letting me rant and vent because, you know, I thought of my anger of shit. I wish I really never met you. I wish you had never been part of this group. I wish you never existed. Because you know what? Maybe things would have stayed the same. Maybe, you know, I would get my, you know, my nighttime, you know, fix so whatever the fuck we're watching. And maybe, you know, listening to him play the piano or whatever, you know? But no. You had to be the fucking bitch that ruined everything. And I could say bitch because you are a bitch. So thank you. Thank you for fucking ruining. You know, I mean, it's not ruined. It's not, I don't want to say our friendship is ruined. Our friendship isn't really ruined. It's just, it might be a little broken, but it's not ruined. But you almost ruined it. Because you want to know something? He was picking you. He didn't even talk to me that one day. Because of you. Because I guess your feelings matter more than mine. And you want to know something? That hurt. Because that's how I saw it. That your feelings were much more validated than mine. And the worst part is, I knew him longer. And you waltz in and put your fucking little goddamn PR on blast and all that shit and had him and his other friend wrapped around your fucking. But guess what, bitch? You're on the outside looking in. You're on the outside looking in. Because you know what? Because even if he even if he didn't talk to you, and maybe I thought that your feelings were more important than my own, I'm still here. And that's how I look at it now. I'm still fucking here. And you want to know something? All those times that you doubted that man, all the times you wanted to backtrack him and, you know, tell him shit and make it seem like you were always right. Guess what, bitch? I have the better fucking one. I have the better one. You know what? And you want to know something else? His builds are fucking amazing. His builds are better than that fucking stupid thing that he built for you. Because you want to know something? Your color scheme sucks. Your cathedral sucks. This is more pretty. This is more beautiful than your stupid butterfly on the fucking wall. And I hope you find a fucking Lego and you fucking fall. You know, you slip and you fall and you die or something. I don't know. I shouldn't say die. That's a really, really bad thing to say. But I don't care. 'Cause you suck. You really do. You really fucking suck. This shit is better than what he fucking built you. And the color schemes are not boring. The color schemes are not boring. It's a nice color. It has a nice, healthy round of color. And yours suck. Yours is this god-awful color, and it's dull. It's so dull and boring. And I really do hope somebody fucking griefs the shit out of it. Because no matter what, it was made by him, and you don't deserve it. You don't. When he asked me last night, he's like, "Are you still mad about that situation?" I'm like, "Yes, I am mad. I'm pissed off." Cause that bitch almost broke me and him. And I'm sorry. I wouldn't have gave up on him so easily. He's the one person I don't want to lose. I could lose everybody else in the fucking world. I don't want to lose him. Another thing close to that. Yeah. Probably rented a lot now. People probably be like listening to me and being like, "Oh my god, this girl's going to fuck off." Yeah, fuck off. That's why I don't like dealing with fucking outside people. That's why I don't deal with fucking influencing people. Because when you start influencing fucking people and start, you know, acting a certain way, I don't deal with that shit. I really don't. That's the last thing I'm gonna deal with. I'm not gonna deal with somebody fucking sitting there and, you know, treating me one way and acting a different way together. Like, no. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I won't fucking do that shit. Like, you're not gonna treat me differently because somebody else is there. And that's what that fucking bitch caused. Yes, I'm tearing up. I'm not really crying, but I am tearing up a little bit because it hurts. You know, it's something that I'm trying to, you know, heal from, and that's the reason why I have so many doubts in my head, and it's the reason why I overthink, and it's the reason why I have this really bad anxiety when it comes to meeting him, because, like, I didn't realize how replaceable I can be until she came along. She's such a bitch. And how dare you make him feel the way he felt, you know? How dare you fucking scam him? How dare you fucking do the shit that you fucking did? No, I'm not okay. I'm angry. Angry, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, I'm a lot of things right now. And I feel like I'm not. I feel like I used to think that I wasn't that replaceable, you know. I always thought that I was, you know, worth something. I always thought that I was, you know, nothing bad would ever happen. Nothing would ever come between us, you know. And it's amazing how influenced people get. It amazes me how people can easily just weasel their way in and act it, you know, turn somebody against you for no reason. And that's not fair. It's not fucking fair. And I'm not okay. Because you know what? Fuck people. Fuck people who think that they are fair and to make them feel about me. So fuck her. Fucking doing the shit that she did. I legit just went on a fucking rant, and really it was just to talk about a situation that, you know, I wasn't really gonna talk about, and then it was like, no, fuck this shit, fuck her goddamn bullshit, and you know what, she's but I couldn't help it. I really couldn't fucking help it. I think I'm just gonna be I think here's what I think. I think that people suck. And I'm one of them. I suck. I do suck. You know? But people who treat people a certain way, they fucking suck too. I feel like I've really have ranted. I feel like I just, all this shit that's been eating at me for like months now just like came out in one sitting. Like, you know, this is how I really fucking feel. This is how I really fucking feel. This is what's really been going through my head. This is how I, you know, this is what's really been fucking bothering me. Because people fucking suck. Because I really do wish it. I do wish it. I wish she never came into the picture. Because it really did ruin a lot of things. It ruined so much. And it's not because it's not, okay, so I want to make it clear that it's not because I seek attention that I have to always have attention. It's not that. It's the fact that, like I said, when, you know, people like to impress people, people want to make friends, people want to, you know, show their goodness in them, you know. And then people take advantage of that. And I sat here for a long time, and I always thought in my head, you know, when I joined the parties and you know, he wanted to make friends, you know, he wanted to be friends with her, he wanted to try, you know, and he shows his goodness. And then, like, for me, it's like, okay, you know, I guess, you know, I don't get along with women. I don't get along with girls. I have the bad tendency of always thinking that they're going to backstab me, or they'll try to pull one over on me. Like, I can't. Like, that's why most of my friends are guys, because I can kind of trust guys more than women, because I've had a lot of bad experiences with having friends that are girls. So, and then sometimes I find that one person that, like a girl that I can really click with, like I can really be friends with. And it's because they kind of match my energy. They match me as a person. They, you know, and if they know things about me, certain things about me, they don't try anything. They don't try to, you know, try to hitting somebody that I like, or you don't try to, force me to do something that I don't want to do, Or, if anything, if I did like somebody, they would just be like, okay, you know what? Let me see. Like, they like to play detective or something, That's the kind of friend, that's kind of the friends that, I attract. But I don't deal well with girls, especially when it comes to gamer girls, because most, not all, but some tend to like the attention that guys give them. They tend to go for guys like Juki, who basically they try to look good in front of, they try to, be like, look what I can, because he likes to impress. He's got a certain charm about him. He likes to impress. And I've noticed that. I've noticed that a lot. So, it's funny because I sit here and I think to myself, like, I don't really pay attention to the shit he does, but I kind of do pay attention to the shit that he does. It's like I don't really notice what he does, but then at the same time, it's like, actually, he does do that. It's like I do pay attention, but not. It's like I do pay attention, but I don't pay. Like, it's kind of like with him too, because he pays attention to me and what I do, but he doesn't. But then at the same time, he doesn't really pay attention. Like, he does pay attention, but he doesn't pay attention. So it's kind of like I do the same thing back with him. Like, I pay attention, but I'm not really paying attention. So, anyways, no, he likes to impress. And that's what he did, And me, I try to be friends with this girl. And I thought, okay, you know what? Should I be friends? And I couldn't get past it. I really couldn't. Like, she rubbed me the wrong way. She didn't like talk, like, at all. Like, you would have to fucking talk over her. And she always had to be right. And I was like, no. And you couldn't say certain things because it was like, if you said certain things, it was like it offended her or something. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I'm not going to change how I talk to please somebody else. I'm not doing it. And I can be rude, and I can have no manners, but at the same time, I do have manners. I do respect people, and I have enough respect not to talk over people. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. The day that I have to talk over somebody in a party is the day that I'm not there. Because I refuse. I am not fucking rude. I don't care. I mean, it's one thing to sit there, like, if we're with Gab talks too. He talks all the time. Man can talk. He talks really loud. So when Gab talks really loud and he's talking,